to downward facing dog from tabletop. So first establishing your tabletop, pressing down into the palms as you spread wide the fingers. Middle finger is always pointing forward, not always necessarily, but when we're weight bearing on the arms, middle finger stays pointing forward as you externally rotate the arms. Eyes of the elbows are somewhat facing forward. It's different for everyone's frame here. Actually, let's just start with some cats and cows. So inhaling as you dip the belly, lift the chest and tailbone, still pressing actively into the palms. And then exhaling as you round the spine to cat. Feel free to add any other extra movements. Pairing the breath with your movement. If you want to wiggle the spine every once in a while, back and forth, whatever feels good here. Check in with the breath periodically and keep the jaw relaxed. So if you find that every once in a while you're clenching the teeth, maybe it's to try to get into a pose, or you're thinking really hard so you're clenching the jaw, think about relaxing the jaw all the way through. Make your way back to that neutral tabletop, and then when you're ready, I'm going to extend one leg back, press into the forefoot, and then do the same with the second, coming into our plank. So pressing into the palms, externally rotating the arms. I'm keeping my belly button lifted toward the spine, or I like to visualize that my hips are probably a little bit higher than my shoulder blades to kind of sustain the integrity of the natural curve of the spine. A lot of times in planks we think they should look like this, lowered hips below the shoulder blades, but that can exaggerate an arching of the lower back, start to stress out the back, and even the shoulders. Good, take one more inhale here, and then on your exhale, lift those hips up and back, come into your downward facing dog, actively pressing down and forward into the palms, to keep the length in the arms, the length in the spine, relax the neck. And add any other movement that you would like here. Maybe paddling out the heels or deep bend in the knees. Shaking out the head yes and no several times, only if that feels good for the neck. And then I'm just going to kind of flow back and forth between plank and downward facing dog for a few rounds of breath. Adding any movements to either or that you would like maybe lifting the toes up just a hair on your plank, maybe even lifting the hands up, touch opposite shoulder. However active you feel like you want to be right here. Breathing all the while, jaw relaxed. Good, and then whenever you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. From there, I'm going to inhale as I lift the heels, come up on the toes. Exhale, bend the knees, and lower all the way down to the mat. I'm going to walk the hands back, sit my bum right on the heels. If this is a bit much for the bottom of the foot stretch here, just stay right here with hands down on the mat. If you want to bring a little extra weight and intensity maybe into this stretch, you might sit your full upper body weight right down on your heels. And we've already been on our hands a lot, so if you feel like moving the wrists around, wiggling fingers, feel free. I do this a lot, so. Any movement that feels good here. Good, just one more inhale wherever you are. On your exhale, release to the tops of the feet, so releasing the tops of the feet right back down, sitting on the heels. If that's too much, lean forward a little bit, put more pressure into the hands if you'd like to. I also like to walk back on the hands to start to bring a stretch maybe to the front of the ankle, maybe even lifting the knees, and I do kind of a gentle bounce. That feels good on the fronts of my ankles right now. Good to do both the stretches we've done, the front of the ankle and then curling the toes and sitting back on the heels. Great for ankle stretch and strength. Great for hikers, walkers, runners. It's good for everyone if you're on your feet all day, if you're not on your feet all day. Good, and then when you're ready, come back out to tabletop. Spread wide the fingers, externally rotate the arms, press into the palms. When you're ready, extend the one leg back, press into the forefoot, and then join the other leg with it, coming into that plank. And you can always lower the knees, but keep the strength in the upper body as you actively press into the palms. Jaw relaxed. One more inhale, whatever form of plank you're in, and on your exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhale as you lift the right leg up and back, and on your exhale, we're gonna step through, maybe get that right foot picked up if you need to manually with that other hand, or with the hand. Bring the right ankle right underneath the right knee. And I'm going to walk my hands right up to my right hip, and then just bring hands to hips. So we're in a crescent lunge here. If you need to widen your base right to left for your balance, do so. No need to walk a tightrope here. Hips fairly square toward the front of your mat, so maybe that right hip pulls back a little bit, left hip forward. Inhale, arms come up and overhead, if that's okay with the shoulders. Jaw relaxed, breathing here. One more inhale, and on your exhale, slowly lower that back knee all the way to the mat. Feel free to release the top of the back foot. I'm going to bring the right forearm to rest behind the lower back. And then reach the left hand up a little higher, and then just a mini side bend to the right, hit toward the right hip or the right edge of your mat. Inhale back to center with that left hand. Exhale, plant the hands. Start to walk the hands back as you sort of straighten up that front leg. It may not look straight, that's okay. Think about flexing the right foot, drawing those right toes back toward the right hip. Breathing here, jaw relaxed. Always feel free to add movement even when we're in what seems to be a static or an isometric pose. So right now, I don't know if it's very visible on the video, but I'm just kind of swaying my hips side to side a little bit. Take one more inhale when you're ready, and then exhale, walk your hands back forward. Plant the hands, tuck the back toes, lift the back leg. Shoot that right leg, right back into a plank. Inhale here, and then on your next exhale, downward facing dog. When you're ready, inhaling that left leg up and back. As you exhale, step the left foot forward. Left ankle right up underneath that left knee. When you're ready, walk the hands right up that left leg, up to the hips. Square the hips toward the front of the mat. Widen your stance from right to left if you need to assist with balance. Once you feel good, feel established here, I'm going to inhale, arms up and overhead. Shoulders still somewhat relaxed here. And then rest the left forearm behind the lower back. Inhale again, reach that right arm straight up. And then exhale, side bend to your left. Doesn't even have to be that far, or go as far as you like. Inhale back to center, and then as you exhale, slowly lower the back knee down, release the top of the back foot. Hands come toward the mat, and then start to walk the hands back. And now we're going to flex that left foot. Draw the left toes back toward the left hip. And is your jaw nice and relaxed? Maybe sway the hips side to side if you want to add a little movement here. Good, I'm going to take one more inhale. And then exhale as you walk the hands back forward. Plant the hands, tuck the back toe, lift the back leg. And then shoot that left leg right back into your plank. Once you're set up there, take an inhale, and on your exhale, lift up to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, step through. This time we're going to step right kind of in the center of the front end of your mat. And then round that back heel down. We're coming into warrior two, so whenever you're ready, windmill those arms up and open. Adjust your base as you need to. Keeping the right knee tracking with the right toes. Front end of the mat. Press actively into the back outer edge of that back foot. Shoulders relaxed, whether your palms are up or down. And I'll turn and face you here. So, once you're in your warrior two, we're going to go through just a little bit of flowing here, and take your time to catch the drift here. We're going to inhale toward reverse warrior. Exhale down toward side angle. Inhaling as you come up, and then exhaling as you lean in toward side angle. So just back and forth, you go as low as you want to go. Side to side. Keep breathing. Allow your eyes to follow wherever feels right to you. If you want to keep your eyes fixed on something over your heart space, that's an option. Or maybe allow the eyes to follow that right hand. Good, and then whenever you're ready, we're going to come back to warrior two. Once you're there, no rush. Extend as you inhale through the fingertips. Exhale, relax the arms. Shimmy out the shoulders. In fact, let's give a good roll to the shoulders here. So pressing into the feet actively, and then reverse the direction of the shoulder rolling. Good. Shake out arms, move anything that needs movement here. And then we're just going to lower body. Start to extend and bend that front leg. Back and forth. Good. Bend into that right knee, the front knee. And when you're ready, start to tap the back foot forward. And come back to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart. When you're ready, inhaling, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank or downward facing dog. First, whichever. We'll meet in downward facing dog. So if you're currently in plank, take one more inhale there, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Always feel free to sigh out that exhale if it feels good. When you're ready, inhale, lift the left leg up and back, and as you exhale, step it through. Bringing that left foot nearly in the center. Round that back heel down, and when you're ready, press down into the feet as you come up to warrior two. And let's set up here. So again, those left toes now are pointing forward. The left knee stays tracking with those toes. Press down and into the outer edge of the back foot, the right foot in this case for me. Relax the shoulders, palms up or down, whatever's best for your shoulders. And relaxed, relaxed, relaxed. I think we did movement right away, didn't we? Yeah. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale back to reverse warrior. Exhale, almost to side angle. Maybe start by not going too far at all. Inhaling as you go back. Exhaling as you come forward. Keeping a good grounding through the feet. Maybe as you flow, starting to go a little deeper in side angle, a little further back in reverse. And you can do this without the use of your arms too. If the shoulders aren't feeling it at any given time, you can bring hands to hips or just let the arms relax. Right? So whatever. Let's go, a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, make your way back up to warrior two. Inhale, extend through the fingertips. And exhale, relax the arms. Shimmy the shoulders a little bit. If you need to roll them, go for it. I don't necessarily feel the need this time since we did it last time. Hands rest wherever they're comfortable, and then start to just back and forth. Extend the front leg and bend back into that left leg. Breathing, jaws nice and relaxed. I may just be a shadow to you all, but I think you're probably getting the gist. Good. Back to a bent knee. And then when you're ready, tap that back foot up, coming to making sure Mr. Dog did not bump the phone off the chair. Feet hip width apart. When you're ready, inhale, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, long spine. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up with that long spine. Maybe reach back a little bit if it feels good. Exhale to heart center. Good, we're going to come into a bit of a tree pose here. Just a short tree pose on either side. So find a good surface that works for you. I'm on carpet and a yoga mat, so it is a little bit more, let's go this way a little bit more cushy, which actually presents more of a challenge than if you're on a hard surface. So pick your place, root down into that right foot, or whichever foot you want to start with, really. And then I'm going to lift that left knee up and forward and flex the left foot. Hips stay level. So this is my view, your view. Keep shoulders relaxed or bring your arms into any shape you'd like. Arms can be out to a T, hands in heart center, arms up overhead. You decide. Just going to spend a few more breaths here. Jaw relaxed. One more inhale wherever you are, and on your exhale, lower down. Shimmy out hips if you'd like to. Please hold. Bring your feet back together when you're ready. And then we'll root down into the left foot if you are following along with me. I'm going to lift the right knee up and forward and flex the right foot. Keep those hips level. Shoulders relaxed. And then again, bring your arms into any position you'd like, any version of tree that you like to practice. Keep the jaw relaxed and breathe. Few more breaths. One more inhale. And then on your exhale, release back to standing position. Move anything you want to move. Good? Hips, wrists, shoulders, maybe a little bit. Actually, let's do together some neck stretching. So just ground through the feet. Legs nice and soft, knees soft here. Shoulders. Reach the shoulders. Inhale, reaching up toward the ears. Exhale, reach the shoulders back and let them slide down. Here, let's turn the palms slightly forward. Chin starts parallel to your mat. And then just tip that right ear down toward the right shoulder. Feel free to stay right here or bring the right arm, right palm, to rest gently on the left side of the face. Let gravity do its work. You don't need to do any extra pulling. The hand is there just for a little extra weight. And then the option to extend the left fingertips a little further away from the left hip. That might extend the stretch a little bit more down into the left shoulder, where some of those left neck muscles connect. If you have any of those other features added, slowly release. Lift the head back to center. Good, shimmy into a neutral position if you faded away from that position. And then when you're ready, let the left ear or opposite ear drop toward the left shoulder. Or tip. I'm trying to change drop from tip because drop is a little more drastic. Stay here just like this, or maybe bring the left palm to rest on the right side of the face. Maybe even extending the right fingertips a little further away from the hip. But always listen to your body and don't ever go past what your body is allowing for on any given time, any given day or time of day. When you're ready, slowly just release anything that you've come into in that version of stretching our neck out. Good, 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 good. Okay, I'm going to come to the back of my mat, feet hip width apart. Inhaling, arms come up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold, long spine. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, start to fold, start to bend the knees, start to walk the hands all the way out into a plank. And then once you're set up there, take one more inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Actively pressing down into the heels, either both at one time or alternately reaching heels back and forth, maybe down, pressing in toward or into the mat. Still pressing down and forward into the palms actively, still relaxing the neck. So just getting a little extra stretch for the calf muscles, the lower leg muscles, as we press down into the heels, whether alternately back and forth or at the same time. Good. Let's get a twist in. So I'm going to walk the feet to the outer edges of the mat. I'm going to walk my hands back enough toward the feet where my heels can fairly easily come down to the mat. When you're ready, reach the left hand toward the right ankle, inside or outside the ankle. And maybe pull a little bit if that feels good as you turn and look under your right armpit. Still pressing into that grounded palm. Couple more breaths here. Good, release the left hand back down. When you're ready, reach the right hand back toward the left ankle. Turn and look under the left armpit. Breathe here. Sorry about the barking. release back. And then inhale. Actually, let's do a yogi squat here. And in the meantime, I'm going to go get the dog. So just walk the hands back. Now look, turn the heels in a little bit. Your feet are fine where they are. As you walk the hands back, we'll lower the hips to as low as you want to go. Okay? So settle in. Regardless of your position in your yogi squat, meaning, so if your bum is up a little bit higher, just think about your spine still being long. So right now, if my hips are a little bit higher, I'm extending through the crown of my head to keep the spine long. If the hips are lower, I'm still lifting up and out of the hips to keep the spine long. Okay? We'll spend just a few more breaths here. And then wherever you are, we're going to come onto the hands, lower the knees, release the feet. In fact, swing the ankles to one side and come to seated. I'm going to end us here. So feel free to sit in a comfortable seated position for your final relaxation time. Just breathing, paying attention to the breath and relaxing every part of the body. If you practiced with me before, you know that you can come down to your back. You can use any other props to just allow the body to fully relax. Get into any position for however long of time you have available to rest, to relax the jaw.